95.5 KLOS and KLOS HD1, Los Angeles.
My name's Derek Madden. Not all that important, though, because I'm not going to be DJing for the next few minutes. It's a takeover with Jason Newsted. Jason is here. I got to make sure I got your right mic, so go ahead and tell.
Hello.
Yeah, so that'll work. All right, that's good.
All right.
I'm pretty new here, so some of the buttons are foreign to me.
I love it.
I know we're both Bay Area guys.
Right on. Yep.
Are you? You're still living up there?
I am.
And you spending time down here for what reason?
Yeah, I've been in the Bay Area for 30 years since I pretty much joined Metallica, and now we're down here this weekend to honor Geezer Butler. We did a tribute on Saturday night at the Fonda Theater. All the metal bass guys got together and paid homage to the man. So that was the main reason for today, and also come hang with you, man.
So, because we gave away some tickets to that show. How was the bass player live thing? What's it like when you got like 8 bass players out there on stage? How does that work?
Well, we did one by one, right? The house band stayed. Zach Wilde played guitar, Charlie Benante from Anthrax played drums, and then Doug Pinnick from King's X did some vocal, and then Corey from Slipknot and Stone Sour did the majority of the vocal. So that was the house band. But one bass player at one time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Frankie from Anthrax, David Ellison from Megadeth, Billy Sheehan, blah, 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 blah. Some pretty cool, good heavyweight bass players in there. Bass players always get along. We always have. It's kind of a thing. I haven't met a bass guy I didn't get along with yet. So that thing was very cool on the way here. One of my guys is asking me how was the ego thing and all that. Down there wasn't that. We've always been, there's a brotherhood. We support each other. You know, even at sound check and when we did the rehearsal the night before, cheering each other on, dude. You know, do another take, man. You could do it better and those kind of things. It's always a brotherhood like that. So it was awesome.
Well, and like I mean, I played a little bass.
Cool.
I feel like the bass player is sort of like the team player a lot in a band.
Yep.
Like so much of what you have to do is, you know, the glue that allows other people to do things that shine, right? So I would imagine that A, it's kind of like a fraternity because there aren't too many people that sort of understand what that experience is about. Mm-hmm. And B, if you were that hungry for like a spotlight or like an ego thing, you'd probably be playing guitar or singing, right?
You got that right, yeah. The bass guys are the concrete that everybody is held by, that everybody else stands on, you know what I mean? We got to hold it down, first one in, last one out kind of vibe. We are those kind of guys. But the brotherhood has always been, and it was fantastic to see longtime friends again after quite a while. And I met Geezer for the first time after worshiping him for 35-some years now, you know, and spending the most hours of my life learning Black Sabbath songs and him being my number one teacher. So it's quite a victorious night for me, too. I got to play right before Geez, so kind of a culmination of a career where I get to play open up for the man, and then him look over and go, yeah, Jay, you know, that's big stuff, man.
It's cool when he knows who you are.
When he said, when I finally got to meet after the show, and he goes, Jay, great mate, thank you so much. And I'm like, he knows my name. You know, a 15-year-old kid reverted, boom, right now. You know, just like that. When you meet your heroes become your peers. It's a magical thing, man.
Yeah, so for sure. I remember I was, this is embarrassing on about 50 levels, but I was in high school and I was playing in a little alternative rock band or whatever, and I met the bass player from Toad the Wet Sprocket, and I was like, hey, what's up, man? You know, I was in a band and I used to play some Toad songs. He's like, yeah, me too, I used to be a band, we used to play some Toad songs, and I was like, but I'm not cool. Oh, man. So it's good when it goes well, right?
Yeah.
All right.
It was good.
I'm gonna
good
tell
all around.
I have fewer awkward stories for me as we go on.
Okay.
What we're gonna do now is gonna play some records. We've got Aerosmith here.
Yeah.
Play Round and Round. You picked out.
Oh man, fantastic! Yeah.
Is Aerosmith? Is that a Tom Hamilton thing, or you just like Aerosmith?
It's definitely a Tom Hamilton thing, but I also Aerosmith goes way deep. A couple of the first records that I stole from my older brother when I was 9 or 10 years old, Black Sabbath, Paranoid, and Aerosmith, Toys in the Attic. Also Dream On he had too, the album featuring Dream On. So that those ones I wore the grooves out of, so it goes so deep. The earliest stuff that I really paid attention to and tried to learn some bass on coming from these records. And Round and Round, and these records, the songs that Aerosmith recorded in this period in the 70s, so genuine, so authentic, so greasy, so real American rock and roll, man. Just the real deal. Doesn't get any better than that.
Greasy is a good way to put it.
For sure.
All right, we're going to see if there are any grooves left in Round and Round. 95.5 KLOS takeover with Jason Newsted. Jason, you might have a future in this line of work, man. That was.
You believe that?
That was a really choice selection. That was good
That's
to hear.
Real
man.
music, people, right there. That is real music. Man.
Aerosmith from Toys in the Attic, man. I'm just looking at this track list, and obviously, yeah, Sweet Emotions on there, of course, and the title track. But down, man, like there's, Big 10 Inch is a fun song. No More, No More is a great song.
Every song.
Yeah.
Steven Tyler and all those, it's such a high standard to meet, especially with that guy. I mean, he really is a gifted person in that way, and knowing what he wants to hear, and listening being the most important tool any musician has. He's really got that.
Yeah,
all those guys, Joe Perry too, but Steven Tyler, a great leader.
Yeah, and a guy, maximum effort.
For sure. And back then, man, cool. So much determination, conviction, and doing it the real. I mean, like we were talking about, they're just partying in the studio and rocking the real deal, creating American freaking legend.
Yep, and guys who were certainly living it as they were doing it.
Being it, living it, becoming every song. Heck yeah, man.
For sure. All right, Jason Newsted's here. Of course, Jason played bass in Metallica for many years. Have you seen the Metallica movie Through the Never yet?
I haven't seen the whole thing. No, I've seen pieces, and some of the stuff is being put together and all that. But I'm proud of them, man, for taking chances and doing what they do with that, taking it to other places that bands of our genre never did. They still set the standard. I'm still very proud of them, man.
I like that those guys are kind of in a space now where I think they sort of feel like, hey, we can just do stuff we want.
Right.
We put enough in the bank. Yeah. We can do stuff that excites us. And I don't, when you were in the band, obviously there was the most successful years, but I imagine in a way that's sort of can be creatively stifling, and just that you've got to do an album and a tour and an album and a tour, and it doesn't always leave time for those detours, I'm guessing.
Yeah, right, nice wording. It was very demanding back then, but it was the real. And as you say, put money in the bank. There's one thing for the actual cash and that thing and the dollar part of it, but earning the way. Both earning it financially and earning the respect and the integrity and touring so hard and making it a global thing.
Yeah, and
like nobody else. So they, in those ways, by putting that in the bank, they were able to do whatever they want. You know what I mean? Still set the standards in that way, and still, I think, pretty happy to be doing it, really.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that, actually, because that's what I meant. I sort of meant, artistic credibility, if you will, as opposed to, you guys made piles and piles of money, but that wasn't really what I was talking about.
Got it, cool. So, right on. Both, I guess, really, right? No, all of it,
Yeah, very cool. All right, Jason, we need to take a break.
Okay.
But you've got some more excellent records that we're going to play.
Cool.
We're going to talk about Newsted and what's going on with you guys as well when we come back. It's KLOS. 95.5 KLOS, Jason Newsted takeover with Sabbath from 73.
Sabbath, bloody Sabbath.
Timeless quality to those Sabbath records, man.
Beautiful.
That's great stuff. We were talking, Jason and I, during the song about how you've toured both as a band opening up for Ozzy and then in Ozzy's band. And you were there during the whole Osbourne time, right?
Yes, right. About the second season, I think they were in the MTV show at that point. And Metallica had taken Robert Trujillo as their bass player in February of that year, 2003. And so Sharon called me, I think it was the next day, and asked me to join their band. And I was playing in Voivod at the time, making records with Voivod. And I said, well, if you want to play with Ozzy, then you got to take Voivod out as the opening act. So then she said yes. So I went and played in both bands that year.
Oh, nice.
That was a lot of 60. I think that summer Ozfest thing, I did 62 shows in 60 days.
Right, which is really like doing 100
bands.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Does your neck get tired in that? That's a lot of headbanging.
Yeah, I definitely got. I had some shoulder stuff go on and neck stuff go on, but it's just it's occupational hazard, man.
Yeah. Well, and you were a world class headbanger, right? I mean,
that's where it comes from. You got to be the bass, man. Be the bass.
That is I don't know how you do it. I mean, I got a pretty thick neck too, and there's only so much of that I can do, and even just watching shows sometimes.
Sometimes you walk home like, oh. Conditioning, man, I guess, just like it's very much an athletic kind of thing once you get to that point. Yeah. Metallica shows were always 2 hours, 2 hours 15. You got to be on point.
And you could take a masseuse and all that.
Oh, it was that definitely got to that point. Yep, it did for sure.
That's definitely one of the benefits of success. We're talking to Jason Newsted now. Obviously, you've been in huge bands. Now you've got a new band. It's kind of you're starting with your name, obviously. So you're not like you're starting from zero, but you're coming up now. Right. Mm-hmm. Are you enjoying that challenge? It's totally different now to start a band in 2013,
it really is.
Isn't it?
Yes, and I never thought that I'd really do it, let alone put a name on a band. I've always been able to come up with cool names for projects, and Echo Brain and Papa Wheelie and all the things we've messed with through the last couple of decades, as our fun projects and things. But I had retired. I'd taken to the top of the top mountain with Metallica, and then kind of just decided to chill for a little bit. Got kind of pulled back into this, wrote some songs for the first time, top to bottom, all the instruments for the first time ever. After all these years, 30 years later, it was like culmination of all the cool experiences. Can jam with Zach and Ozzy and Warren Haynes and Echo Brain guys and Voivod and Metallica. All those things finally came to a head for this band right here. Put my name on it, and then we started. The EP, the metal EP, came out January 8th this year, 2013, and the LP, Heavy Metal Music, just came out about 8 weeks ago or something. And so
in stores now.
Yes.
I'll do the plug.
HeavyMetal.com. 16 songs out to the people pretty much this year so far. And it's gotten around the world. We've played 18 or 20 countries so far in 10 months and made a mark here and there. Got to do some shows with Maiden and Slayer and Mastodon and some cool things. So
some great bands.
Feels good, man. It feels good to be back, but it is a lot harder. I think probably with most things now, you have to work 4 times as hard for half as much. And so it's a different thing that I'm conditioned to. But I'm digging the challenge and the humility, and it's good, man. It's good for
cool.
me.
And it weeds out people who aren't doing it for the love. Which is kind of
yes.
nice.
The most important thing to me, because of what we touched on earlier, Metallica was very successful. I was part of it then. It was all real good. That's afforded me to be able to have the other bands do the things I want to do. The authenticity and the genuine article is what is important to me now. It's not about really the cha-ching part anymore that much.
That's nice.
You know what I'm saying? And I want to take it out to the people. The best shows, even though we did some giant stuff like the Donington and all those things this year, the coolest shows were the smaller clubs, sold out, ceiling sweating, like the old days, just everybody's teeth are out and, let's go. That's still the best. Always will be. You know what I mean? That's still the purity of that. Weighs heavier than a bunch of dollars.
You just got me fired up just talking about it. All right, we're going to play some Newsted in a couple minutes. We got one more tune to play.
Right on.
I'm going to throw in some Rush that you picked out here.
Nice.
I have a theory all bass players love Rush.
That's true. We have to, right? I mean, when you got a guy like that setting a standard, you got to pay attention.
That guy is the man. So this is What You're Doing. Anything you want to say about this track?
First Rush song I ever was able to manage to learn, right? So that was a big accomplishment and encouraged me to do more and do more and do more always. The Rush posters are still on my wall in my bedroom at my dad's house in Michigan. They will not come down ever as far as if I got anything to do with it. They are it for me as far as the key influence, being from Michigan. Them being from Toronto, they got played on the radio a lot in our neck of the woods, and so they're a big influence on all bass players, but especially the cats from that part of the world.
Yeah, and you talk about a band that inspires passion. Like, people get fired up. You know, we always get people calling in anytime you play Rush.
Yep.
You know, you get the.
How about another high five for playing more Rush?
You know, that kind of thing.
Absolutely, it's dedication, commitment. They're a musicians band. You know, everybody looks up to them. They respect the integrity of their accomplishments and their techniques and all what they've accomplished. It's still stronger than ever today.
Yeah.
You know? They just went to South America for the first time a couple years ago after being together for 30-some years. That's amazing they still have places to conquer.
Yep.
Fantastic. And girls are going to their shows now. Check it out!
Believe it, it's Rush, KLOS. How old were you when you learned to play that?
14 or 15, I think.
Wow. Yeah, see, you had talent from the beginning.
It's still difficult to play, but it's a fantastic thing. That was before Neil Peart joined the band, too. That was John Rutsey on drums from the first album by Rush. So that's pretty special stuff right there.
I like Geddy's vocals on that record.
It's incredible. He was a young man and really kicking it out. And I remember... I think in that, Beyond the Lighted Stage, their documentary thing, and he talks about people were calling into the radio station, the lady from Cleveland, WMMS, I think, one of the first ones to play it, and said, is that the new Zeppelin album? Because he was singing up in those places like that. It really was reminiscent of that kind of awesome Robert Plant, really down deep style. So I like it very much, too. The raw authenticity, once again, man. Genuine article right there.
There you go. Talking to Jason Newsted, who's taking over the radio station, picking out some records for us. We're going to play something from your new band, Newsted, here in a second.
Cool.
You're playing with Mike from Stained.
Yes, Mike Mushak, yep.
Does he play on the album?
Yes,
yeah, there he is right there.
Yeah, he's my new hero. He joined the band in February of this year. He came in, I asked him to know 4 songs, and he came in knowing 9. He had them all in his head, and they're not like just oompa oompa songs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's some stuff to it. And then he took maybe the next 10 days or so and formulated his parts for the album that you hear there. Most of the songs were already constructed. Then he came in and did his parts, and compared to the demo and the vision that I had, he made them go to great reaches. I mean, I could have never imagined they would end up like they are because of his prowess. So, I mean, he's a really underrated but not for long. An incredible songwriter and absolutely incredible, like I would say, maybe virtuoso instrumentalist.
That's awesome. And then so he's gonna stay playing with Stain and stay playing with you and
right. Yeah, we're together, and I will. I'm not going to have my band do anything without him. He's my man now. So
that's awesome.
I really like the guys I have in the band. Jesus Mendez on drums and Jesse Farnsworth playing guitar and doing a lot of great singing as well. I like my band, and I think that we have very powerful members as individuals, and collectively we're badass. I have
kind of like Rush.
Yes, confidence in us, and they believe in my vision, which is really important. They support me, and we dig each other, man. We help each other. So that said, I think that when Mike has to go to Stained, we already have talked about it. We have an understanding that he goes and does his thing. And then when he comes back, we do our thing, and that's that. I have a lot of other projects and things going on, too, so we all find something to do when we need to, but we're going to keep it rolling.
There's room for everybody. All right, Jason.
Absolutely. When it's good, there's room for everybody.
There you go. Thank you for coming in. Are we going to see you playing in L.A. anytime soon?
We are not going to do any North American stuff for a couple of months anyway. Our next actual live shows are the Sound Waves in Australia, which is the giant annual festival. There are hundreds of thousands of people coming out. So I haven't been there for a long, long time to play, and it is pretty much my favorite place to play live. So it's going to be very, very exciting after all this time, and will be the biggest crowds that the band will have played to by that date, so that's exciting. A lot of things coming up. There's a new video out, by the way, for King of the Underdogs, a single off the new LP. Been out for 1 week, so you check it out on the Newsted YouTube channel and also newstedheavymetal.com for all the information about what's going on with us.
All right, there you go. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
This is Newsted and Soldier Head.
Soldier Head off of Heavy Metal Music.
There you go, man. It's KLOS.